Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Another Real Madrid news video today for you guys. Yesterday I did upload a video about Benzema to Saudi Arabia. Was um, very close when I recorded and I uploaded, but it seems like in the last couple of hours when I'm recording this that it's less and less likely, and the chances of him staying is higher. Now, Benzema was at this Marca event. I'm not sure what it was. Um, it's like one of those like they give an award to like the best player or something like that. I'm not sure what the award was for, but he was at this event, this ceremony, and he said that basically everything that's been said about his move to Saudi Arabia is just the media, and that further confirms maybe at least for now he's gonna stay. And then Marca and AS Spanish media reports that Benzema will stay until at least next season, and it was said that the offer from Saudi Arabia will still be there next year, and Benzema will stay for at least another season, and then maybe next season he will go over to Saudi Arabia. So basically, now the story has completely turned around, and now Benzema is more and more likely to stay. Now there is nothing confirmed about him staying; it's just reports. Bear this in mind, the reports when he was reported to Saudi Arabia was just reports, but this is also just reports, so it's not done deal. He hasn't signed the contract just yet. He has to put pen to paper to confirm it, because he can say whatever he wants, but if he doesn't sign the contract, he's a free agent. So his contract expires this summer. He has to sign a contract in order to stay. So he has to put pen to paper. So I think the ideal situation is get that game against Bilbao out of the way, play the final game of the season. Benzema will surely be involved, and then sit down on the table and negotiate a deal, because Benzema is key to this team. Yes, he's 35, but he is key. And look, you can bring in Firmino, you can bring in Joselu. I don't think we'll bring Kane in. We have been linked with Kai Havertz. I will probably do another video on it. Today's topic is not on Kai Havertz. But you can bring any of these guys in, and I don't think they will do as good as a job. Except for Kane, but that's unlikely now. Except for Harry Kane, I don't see the rest coming in and being a starter. You need that quality, and you're not going to get the quality this summer. You're not going to get Harry Kane. You're not going to get Mbappe this summer. You're not going to get Erling Haaland this summer. And Endrick comes in next summer. So, with everything being put into context, you need to keep Benzema for at least one more season. And the next season, you can say, farewell, Benzema. You've been a great servant. That's 15 years at the club. Exactly 15 years, by the way. Thank you so much. Goodbye. He goes to Saudi Arabia. You bring in your Erling Haaland, your Mbappe, if that's going to happen, or Harry Kane, or whoever. But this summer isn't the summer for strikers. I'm sorry. I would love to see it, but a few weeks and months ago, I've been saying we need a striker. But that was a striker to be back up to Benzema. That isn't a main striker to replace Benzema. Every time I'm on here and I say we need a striker, I mean we need a striker to be the backup for Benzema and slowly, gradually come into this team. And Joselu isn't going to slowly come into this team. He'll come in for a 1 year loan and he'll go back to Espanyol. Firmino, he's 31. I don't think he'll slowly get into the team. But I think Firmino's a good option. I genuinely think Firmino, bring him in. Next year, he's still here. Him, develop Endrick for one season. Firmino be the main striker for the next season and two. it seems like a good option. And Kai Havertz, I'll talk more about him in another video. But you need to have these qualities, right? As backup, you need Benzema to still be the number one while having a backup striker, right? So look, when I mean signing a striker, I don't mean signing a striker to replace Benzema, but to be his understudy. That is what I mean. Benzema has to stay. If Benzema goes, we are forced to go out to bring someone like a Harry Kane, Firmino, all sorts. And I saw this, and I was looking through the Real Madrid squad for next season, by the way. The front line is Vinny Jr., Benzema if he does sign a contract, Rodrigo, Asensio's leaving, we'll talk about him later, so it's no Asensio anymore, and Eden Hazard. Now, let's not bother about Eden Hazard, he's not going to play ever. And maybe you can say, oh, Alvaro Rodriguez can come in, but we need wingers as well. Right, we have Vinny, we have Hazard, and we have Rodrigo, basically as our three wingers. So I think we need like a right winger. I think, look, you can say, okay, Hazard, come in when we do need you. But on the right hand side, when you lose Asensio, you need a right winger. And we'll talk more about that later on. But overall, the front line for me is the biggest problem this summer, because the midfield, Modric and Kroos will stay. You're bringing in Bellingham, so that's the midfield sorted. Defense, maybe the left back situation is mainly going to be sold. Fran Garcia is coming in. Centre backs wise, Militao, Alaba, Rudiger, fine with that. Is Nacho going to go? If that's the case, are you going to promote Rafa Marin, or is Vallejo going to be the backup centre back? And then at right back, you have Carvalho with Lucas Vazquez. I think right back is one to look out for next summer as well. Right, and goalkeeper is Courtois. Lunin could leave, and the reports is David Soria from Getafe, but we'll talk more about that in another video. Overall, I'll do another video, by the way, on the full team. So I've just gone through all, but I'll make a separate video about it as well. So we've got lots of content coming out about Real Madrid news, right? But where do we go from here? But yeah, a striker is needed to be the backup to Benzema. Is it going to be Joselu? Are we going to bring in another player like Firmino? I think Benzema, Firmino, Joselu is a good tree. It's a good tree options. Joselu is probably not going to play much. But do you want to play Joselu much? No, I think Joselu is to come in. You know, it's one of those signings. It's like, just come in for a year, and if we need you, we'll put you in. If not, you'll just mainly be a backup. Or backup. But like I said, this team is you're kind of seeing what this team needs, right? But let's move on to the next story, which is that Marco Asensio is very, very close to joining PSG. Now, obviously, he's a free agent, so he can negotiate with any teams, I'm pretty sure outside of Spain. There were reports PSG are the team that are going to get him now. Aston Villa, I think that would have been a very good signing for Aston Villa. And I would have loved to see Asensio at Aston Villa, but I don't think that's going to happen. And even I think AC Milan, maybe Inter Milan, maybe Juve. It's the same few clubs, isn't it? But, you know, whatever it is, I wish Asensio the best. We've been saying it here. He has never really been the main starter. Even back in the days when we had Ronaldo, Benzema, Cristiano, why did I say Ronaldo 2 times? And Bale, the BBC, you know, Benzema, Bale, Cristiano, he never got into the first team. And then when Ronaldo and Bale left, you know, you thought, okay, maybe Asensio is going to be the player that he was ever going to be. But then you see Rodrigo come in 2019 and take his spot. You see Fede Valverde start taking his spot on the right hand side as well. So, look, if I was Asensio, I would have left. Because I won't see myself getting game time. You know, you see Rodrigo, you see Fede Valverde starting over you on the right hand side. You'll be thinking to myself, what more do I have to do to prove that I am the starter? You know, I've been here, you know, when Bale was here, and I wasn't used. Okay, fair enough. And now Bale's gone, I'm still not a starter. So what more do I have to prove? And realistically, he doesn't have to prove anything because he has been pretty decent. You look at his numbers. This season, he's been very, very good, right? He started pretty much of a lot of the games. And he has been very, very instrumental to our season. You see those little goals. Against Getafe, he scored that goal. You know, against Valencia when we won 2-0, he scored. So he pops in left, right and centre and gets you those goals that you need. But he's not going to be your main starter. But I don't understand why he's going to PSG. Go to Villa. Why not? Try something different. Villa in the Conference League. Go to AC Milan. Go to Inter Milan. Wherever it is. But you choose to go to PSG and, okay, Messi's leaving PSG. Neymar might be leaving PSG. They might have an empty slot there. But I guarantee you, PSG are going to go out there and look for another right winger afterwards. They're going to go out there and eventually get a player the next level. The next level. Okay? So, I don't understand why they're doing this. I think for him, he can go there, get a bit of game time as well. But I think eventually PSG will replace him. I think eventually he'll be the outcast. And that's just my prediction. I think eventually Marco Asensio will just be the outcast at PSG. He'll be unhappy again and he'll force a move again. And you're going to a club that basically trap players at their club. Basically, because we've seen it before. Mbappe has been forced to stay. So I don't know what is going to happen with Asensio, but regardless, I wish him all the absolute best with his career, and I just want to see him get game time, be happy, and yeah, thank you for your service, Marco Asensio. And since we are on the topic of a right winger, let's talk about Brahim Díaz. His loan expires this summer, so he'll be coming back to Real Madrid. Now, I think AC Milan will do their best to try to keep him there. I think he's a good player for AC Milan. I think he can do well there. And I see AC Milan trying their best to keep him. You know, you could probably look at AC Milan probably paying 30, 35, around that price, 25, 30 million. But I could see Real Madrid keeping him as well. Brahim Díaz is a very interesting player because he came from Manchester City and then he never really got a chance in the first team, and then he got loaned out to AC Milan, pretty much being out on loan at Milan for the last 2 years now. Has he shown that he is Real Madrid starter quality, that level that he can play on the right hand side? Because look, if Brahim Díaz has the potential and has shown that he can do it, I would say, you know what, put him into the team, let him give him a couple of games to show. But has he shown for Milan in the last 2 years that he is capable of doing that? Now, I'm not gonna say yes or no in this. I'm gonna put it as a question to everybody that watches AC Milan more, because I'm not gonna claim like I'm some expert that I've watched AC Milan. I haven't watched them a lot, but you have to look at this going, is it the right deal? Is he good enough for now and for in the future? I'm sure there's a player in there somewhere, but can he perform with the pressure and with the standards of Real Madrid being so high? And I'm not trying to say that the standards of Milan is low, but I think at Milan you'll get a chance. But I think at Real Madrid, once you show that you're not good enough, you won't get the chance again. So, look, we'll see. I just thought it would be interesting to talk about this as well. He could return. Why not? But, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your thoughts. Benzema to stay. Marco Asensio to join PSG. Brahim Díaz, could he return back from his loan and sign a new contract until June 2027? It's a 4-year contract. Let me know. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.